Good morning, friends. It's me, Pastor Laura from the Mills Church, just coming with you this morning for our Sunday morning announcement video. First of all, if you're new here, we are the Mills Church, a reconciling United Methodist New Faith community here in Rocky Mount with a mission towards justice and inclusion and affirmation of those people that we are all called to love and be in community with, which is everyone. And so we have a special bent, especially towards LGBTQ plus inclusion and affirmation. And when we say y'all means all, which is our slogan, we mean we want everyone to be a part of this place. One of the things we're talking about this morning in worship is continuing our study with James and talking about how faith without works is dead, and the importance of not just saying that we welcome all, but genuinely believing that all belong here. And so that's part of our message, part of our hope. And so if you've been looking for a place, please come and join us. Worship at 10:30 this morning, either in person at 911 Falls Road in Rocky Mount, or you can worship with us online through the Facebook pages or YouTube or Twitch as well. And yes, I said the Facebook. And so we hope you'll join us one way or another. We look forward to having you with us. If you do worship us with us online, we encourage you to just leave a note, leave a message, letting us know that you're with us and letting us know your prayer concerns and how we can be praying for you this week. So announcement time. This week begins General Conference. And if you're unfamiliar with the polity of our church, we'll explain it a little more in worship today. But General Conference is the worldwide Methodist church. So United Methodist churches all around the world will get together. This time it's in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is the closest it will probably ever be to us. And so it'll be in Charlotte. Delegates from all over the world, including our own delegates from here in North Carolina. I'm a jurisdictional conference delegate, but I'll be there as a reserve alternate next week. But all of the delegates from all over the United Methodist Church will be there. And this gathering was supposed to happen in 2020, and it's been pushed back consistently because of COVID and problems with people getting visas and things like that. And so they had to make it a reasonable time to give people enough time to plan and to be able to get what they need to get here. And even still, we have many delegates from other countries that will not be able to make it because of visa complications. So as you can imagine, it's a hard thing to put all of the work of the General Conference together. But this year, a big focus is on what we've been calling the 3 R's. And you'll hear this from many different coalitions across the United Methodist Church. It's sort of a group effort between a lot of groups of people. And the 3 R's are regionalization, which is talking about our hopes for a regional United Methodist Church within the United States. So we would still be part of the worldwide United Methodist Church. But the difference would be that we would have regional authority in the United States to have a more contextual church. And there's a whole lot more to it than that, but that's the most abridged version I can give you. So regionalize, remove, and that is the hope to remove the harmful language that is in the Book of Discipline and in our social principles, which leads us into our third, which is revising the social principles. And so all of that hope is to get rid of the harmful language, the language that has continued to cause harm, especially towards our LGBTQ plus community, to get rid of that so that we can be a more contextual church and be a more inclusive and affirming church. And so there are different goals, for lots of different people and hopes for the outcome of this. And one thing I will say is that no matter what happens at General Conference over the next 2 weeks, it's a time of big feelings, of complicated feelings, of hopes and dreams and aspirations for the future of the church. And I just ask that as we go into these next 2 weeks, that we be in prayer continuously for our General Conference, for our delegates, for our bishops, for the parliamentarians who have to parliament and officiate things. And there's a lot that goes into it. But we pray more than anything that it is Spirit-filled, that it is in the direction that God is calling us to go, and that hopefully finally we can begin to kind of turn this ship. Now, I say that realizing that there are other Methodist churches that probably aren't as eager about this as our congregation and some other reconciling churches are. And yet we still want to move forward with hope and with grace for people who may not agree with us. And at the same time, with hopes that maybe this is a building block towards a more affirming and a more loving and a more genuinely inclusive church. So I realized that was a very long, I could give you a much longer explanation of General Conference, but those are the three things I want us to be thinking about this week is those three R's: regionalize, remove, and revise. I think they might be saying it in a different order than that, but either way, those are the three R's that we want people to remember. And that is sort of the hope of General Conference this year. How long it'll take to make all of that stuff shift and officially make it a part of the law and authority of the church is another story, but that's the hope. And I will be sure this week to share some updates throughout the week about what we're hearing from General Conference, so that you can know what's going on too. So General Conference is our big number one, like, let's be thinking about this week and be in prayer. And I'll share some more in worship this morning too. Coming up this week in particular, we do have our Tuesday night Bible study at 7 p.m. on Zoom, and Pastor Renee will be leading that this week. Cameron is an all-county band, and so we will be with him watching his performance for all-county band on Tuesday night, but Pastor Renee will be leading this week. And then on Wednesday, it's a big week for Pastor Renee. Pastor Renee also has Wings on Wednesdays at noon at Mo and D's. It's a Dutch treat sort of thing. So just come as you are. You pay for your own food. Everybody does their part. But it's a time for fellowship and to get a chance to hang out with Pastor Renee and also go to Mo and D's, which is delicious. So those are the big things coming up right now. On May the 4th, Be With You is Star Wars Day. But on May 4th, the Rocky Mountain Mills 5K is happening, and our church is sponsoring that with big thanks to help from people like Wendy Wilson and Mark Hines for helping us to kind of get things rolling with that. What we're going to be doing is sponsoring the race in memory of our friend Sarah Hines Roberts, and it's a race for cystic fibrosis. And so during the race, we've got a team that will be walking together. So if you would like to walk with us, we'll give you more information about where to meet and get together, but we encourage you to walk with us. I'm sure we'll have some people running, but most of us will be walking together. So if you'd like to join us, we would love to have you. You can register online at mills5k.com, and all of those links are on our Facebook page pinned at the top. In addition, we will have a table set up where we'll be selling things all of those proceeds will go to cystic fibrosis. So that includes some paintings from Pastor Renee and some other of our track artists, some different art pieces. I've made some purple ribbon earrings and some pink flamingo earrings because Sarah loved pink flamingos. Those will be available for sale. And again, everything that we sell that day will go to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Sarah's mom, Susan, will also be there with some books of poetry that Sarah published. And so we encourage you to check that out. If you're looking for some ways to support, but maybe walking and running isn't your thing, if you'd like to volunteer at the table, any of those things, let us know. But again, all of that information is pinned at the top of our Facebook page. And so we hope you'll find ways to join in with us. There's lots of different ways that you can help. If you'd like more information about that, feel free to send me a message or reach out to Wendy Wilson as well. In particular, if you want to help with the table and the art side of it, contact Pastor Renee. But no matter how it is that you'd like to help, we'd love to have you, and we look forward to having you. Also, y'all say hi to Pastor Renee, who is guest preaching at another church this morning. I know she shared a little bit about that with you as well, but we want to pray for her and her safe travels and give thanks for the connection that we are a part of. All right, friends, that was a lot this morning. I know that the General Conference piece can be confusing and there's a lot going on. However, at the same time, I want to do my best to keep us informed so that you know what's going on at General Conference. And in particular, I'm so sorry, allergy season is kicking my butt today. Can you say that at a church stream? I'm sorry. Allergy season is getting the best of me. So if you have any questions, particularly around General Conference, please let me know. I will be there the 28th through the 1st. And so if there's any questions that come up, especially while I'm there that I can clarify, I'll give as much information as I can. But I also encourage you to watch the stream. It will be streaming online, not the business, session meetings that are happening, but the plenaries will be streamed online. And that's where the big business and the big votes happen. So All right, friends, that's it for today. I hope to see you this morning for worship at 10:30 at the Mills Church, and we look forward to having you with us. Have a wonderful Sunday, everybody.